Hello, today we're going to paint our first real subject. It's a tree and we are going to make layering on a tree. For that we're gonna use already technique you use called wow and new technique called what, and I will show you what to do. What is just layering. I'm taking my round brush again. The trunk I'm gonna paint with little bit smaller brush, and maybe I will take little bit bigger round brush to paint the leaves on the tree. You can see I have my sketch already done and it's very light, so I just see little bit of that sketch, and I even can dab it on to make it very light, so my sketch is not on the way of my painting. So let's start to paint. The first we're gonna paint the trunk. For that I will take my dark brown color and little bit lighter color, because usually trunk has a shadow part and light part. So I will add the water. Oops, I forgot to do something very important. We need to water the paper, especially the paper where I'm drawing. I will water everything around without looking at the edges for now, because I would like to do some background too, foreground and background after we finish. So I will water quite a lot of space on my paper, and we'll see that is wet enough for me to paint. So now again to my trunk. I'm taking the round brush and dip it in a dark color, and I will put very energetic brush strokes to my color. I like to go from the bottom, so here we go. And it's because it's darker on the bottom, I would like to make it, and now it's a little bit lighter brown, and I will do the same things. I will just make a stroke and go up, and you can see our tree is getting there, and I will go up on one of the branches that will connect to my tree. Here I fix it a little bit. See, it's running around because I didn't let my paper to dry very well. But if I don't like something, I'm gonna just dip my piece of my paper towel on my trunk, and I will cover my problems, even though it's looking good like that, little bit not too sharp, because tree usually is rounded and it doesn't have a sharp edges. For the leaves on my tree, I will use a yellow color, green color, and darker green color. And I will make it yellow-green, dipping up the water with green brush. And I will use my round brush with this little bit turning motions, like you did circles. It just I am dipping in the water a lot in the places that left for my and I need a lot of yellow that left for my between my leaves. I just will leave it on. I don't need to fix them, and I will do the shadow after it's really dry. So for now I'm dipping it in yellow and green, and I moving it like that. I'm dipping in some places, so I'm leaving it like real leaves around it, and I will leave it alone for a while to dry. See, my edges are not very sharp, and I like to have it even lighter on the lighter places. So I dip my paper towel in the water, and I dip in some places to clean it up, to show it like a very light leaves for now. and from this point on I will like to let it dry to my tree to put a shadow after. Now when it's dried a little bit, it's most probably 5-10 minutes for me to dry, I will make a little bit more definition on my tree with my round brush again. I'm taking darker green, sub green, as you can see, it's very dark. It's almost looking black. I tried it on my palette and it's very dark green. If you don't have dark green, mix your regular green with your black and make it darker green. So now I'm gonna do those the circles. Remember the circles that I asked you to draw to start with, and I will make a dip and I will turn my brushes from place to place to make a different brush strokes, different marks on my paper, and get in the water, get in a brush when I need to. So I will make those circles that is in the bottom was always dark and in between. So every bottom of the circle, this was the circle, I make it darker to get that effect of the leaves on the bottom in the shadow of the tree between the light, and it's always darker close to the trunk. So it's where I'm dipping it up and I'm turning my brush. So it's why I recommend you to use a round brush, because it's very you can turn it around, you can move it around and make a different brush the strokes. If you work with square brush, yes, it's good for the big lines, but it's not too good to. Now I would like to use my lighter green again. So I sort of go into the light and I get a different marks. So dip to make a different marks on a tree. So it's all kind of yellow, green, dark green, light green on a tree. Basically on the greens in natural world it's about 200 different greens. So I'm not gonna get 200, but at least if we are dipping in different colors, we're gonna get something that is looking like natural light connections, the tree under the light, and my shadow is on the bottom right now, but it's also little bit to the to my left right here. And here I see I got too much of the green, so I will add my paper towel to get it off and get a little bit of green leaves and get my paper towel again. So it's not all in the same way, and I see that I use my brush in the same connection. So I need to turn it around and make more little, and I leave the white windows in between. So it's like leaves have white windows, and here I will get it like leaves laying on a trunk, and trunk is completely covered, and it doesn't go farther than that. And here we go, we are looking at a tree with lots of shadow, even though, you know, that those circles that was right here, the circles, I will outline it again and again, making it more layering. So more layers you use, more brush you turn around, more different values of green you're using, more interesting your tree gonna look, and it's gonna look like a real tree in the forest or on a wind, or staying on the sunshine. And we will stop our watercolor right now when I clean again my very light pieces. Okay. So here we are with my tree, and I like it to dry a little, and we will put another. When it's dry a little bit, and I looked at my tree, and I can see that I can fix a little bit of my trunk again, because my trunk is getting it was wet and it's getting very light in shadow. Oops, it's not necessary to be very straight lines on the tree, because the tree is in natural world, so it has all kind of dots on it, and it has all kind of little turns on the tree, that if your hand is shaking little bit, it's even better for tree, because you can imagine that regular tree is a real tree would have a little bit of organic turns on it. So I add a little bit trees inside, and here are my tree for today, and we will work with the tree to put background when you come to Zoom.